So they ship them down to our school, our little country school that we had. That's when the trouble started.
Absolutely, man.
And
I forgot about that. That is such a good point. And
I did.
Go ahead. Nice information from the past. It wasn't like they've been telling you people. Joel, I believe, I don't think it's Joel, even though Joel spelled his name, he spelled his name the same way. Joel, a first-time caller out of Oklahoma. You're on the air.
How are you, Mr. Peterson?
All is well, sir. Thanks for calling.
Hey, I really enjoyed listening to you. I've been listening to you for a long, long time, and I just decided today to call in. I'm Native American. I live here in Oklahoma, and I want you to know that I don't know. I think me and you about the same age. How old are you?
I'm 74.
Oh, my, you don't look 74.
Black don't crack.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Amazing. How old are you?
Well, I'm 63.
Oh, you're young, way younger than me.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were that age. I thought you were probably about my age.
Black don't crack.
Well, I don't know about Indians. I don't have any saying for an Indian, so I'm not full blood, but I'm half and half.
Yes.
But my tribal membership is Choctaw, and I go that way because I have the tribal membership, so I say Native American.
Nice.
But I want to tell you, Mr. Peterson, I was so fortunate to be raised by two wonderful parents.
Hold on, buddy. You were raised by good parents, Joel?
Yes, I was really fortunate. My mother was a very godly woman, and she raised us children. She was the homemaker.
Yeah.
She cooked and washed and cleaned, and my dad, he provided for the family. Now, my dad, we were raised on a farm. Now, my dad had an outside job, too, and he was strict, but he was fair. He made us work hard. He made us work hard.
Yeah.
He taught us the value of how to work, and my mother, when I would mess up when I was growing up, she would use the Bible to correct me with. She used biblical stories, in the Bible to correct me. And I just can't thank the Lord enough for the way I was raised and seeing the way what kids and people are going through right now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the same way, Joe. I was so grateful that my parents and grandparents taught me to work and be responsible and to treat people the way I would like to be treated. And
yes, sir.
They don't have that anymore, and the people are suffering as a result of it.
They have no respect for anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Now, when I was growing up, Mr. Peterson, I right in the middle of civil rights when I started school and everything, And the children that we went to school with that were black, we had no problems.
Yeah.
We had no problems. They were country kids, and they was all raised like we was. And we didn't look at, my mother raised me. Now, I'm a chaplain, and I've been a Christian for most of my life, and I follow the Lord the best I can. Now, I stumble and fall. I am a sinner. I'd be lying if I didn't say I was, but my mother, she didn't teach me to look at people by what they color of their skin. And I don't see it that way.
Right on.
Mr. Peterson.
Yep.
I don't look at you as if they say we have racism today. If we would just start calling one another a man, when I look at you, I'll say that man right there, and you look at me and say, that man right there, Joel, or that woman, and not say that black man or that white man.
that's the way I was raised.
Yes, absolutely, man. I remember when they first integrated my school down in Alabama. They did it in 1968, the last year as I was about to graduate. And we had white teachers and things that came. Nothing changed. It didn't. There were down in Alabama. There were no fights at schools. There were different classes that the white teacher brought that we didn't have originally, and we just fell right into place learning those classes. It wasn't all this mess that we see happening now between the races, man.
We all played together and got along together. I went home. The kids come to my house after school and stay all night. We go to their house and stay all night, you know, and we didn't have any problems till the inner city kids. They would have kids, cousins that live in Oklahoma City, and they couldn't get along, couldn't do nothing with them in school up in the inner city.
Yes.
So they ship them down to our school, our little country school that we had. That's when the trouble started.
Absolutely, man. I forgot about that. That is such a good point. And
I did.
Go ahead.
That's all. The kids, we all got along great.
Yeah.
Until the inner city kids started moving down to our school, and then that's when my trouble started. And they kind of messed things up, and I'm saying the kids didn't get along as good. There was always a friction there, and
that's how it was with the black kids from Alabama. When they went to Indiana or Chicago, they could not get along with the black children in the inner cities. It just, they would fight. The black kids in the inner city would be jealous of the kids from Alabama, and it would just be a mess. They could not get along. And they were the same color, but because they were raised differently, they could not get along.
I had two young men that I graduated with. I'm not going to say their names, but
right.
They both came out of the city, and I had to fight one of them when I was in middle school or junior high. He was tough. He was a tough dude, and it turned out one day he went too far, and I told him, I said, if you don't straighten up, you're gonna get out of here, and I said, you're gonna be in trouble. And him and the other cousin of his went to the Army. They came out of the Army and they robbed a bank in Wichita Falls and got in trouble.
Yeah.
And I worry about my grandkids. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, it's tough out there, man. Joe, I gotta run because of time. Will you call me again?
I will, and let's keep trusting in the Lord, because He says 365 times in His Word, "Fear not, fear not." So
that's right. God is not of fear.
I appreciate you, and I love you a bunch, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
You bet. See you later.
All right, buddy. Nice information from the past. It wasn't like they've been telling you people.